Hey everyone, and welcome back to Riverbend Springs. So we're following straight on for the last episode again. We're in the busy period, as you know, this time of year. So what I'm literally going to do is we are going to get on with preparing fields, because honestly, I need to get a few of them turned around, because looking at the timing, obviously if I'm not going to get barley planted today. I need to get it planted next month. Which means we really need to get the fields ready for it. So obviously we've got the Deutsch over there ripping that field. I'm going to go and I'm going to go buy or rent, probably rent to be honest, looking at the money situation. A second ripper. Proper demand. Stop sign. In fact, I'm taking it with me. I like this sign, we're like brothers. So yeah, I'm going to grab a second ripper and then we're going to go and try and get all the fields ripped today, because if we can get them all ripped today, then we're in a lot better position. We've got 685 to do. I was thinking maybe this year of buying the bullet and liming now. Possibly next year. Hopefully next year anyway. I mean, I'd like to do it this year, I just don't think we've got the money to do it properly. That's what I'm going to do, even though I know the horsepower's a little bit more, but we're on flat land, so we actually shouldn't be an issue. You know, do we just buy it? 21,000, you know what? As we're only going to get more land, I would imagine, so it's going to become more and more crucial. And the 12-metre width should really help us to fly through. Gotta watch when they get this tall, because you have problems getting them under. Even under tree branches can suddenly become more of an issue than we expected. But no, so obviously the mill's working away now on our turning all our grain into flour, which once again most of it will be sold. In fact, all of it will be sold. I don't. Much I'd like to do noodle soup. I think that'll be a next year's prospect when the chickens are a bit more established. Like now, this feels like some more of a slope. I'm still hoping it won't be an issue. No, that's not the one I wanted you on, and you know that. And so still pulling reasonable speed, and obviously we've got the front weight on, we've got the wide tyres with the weights on, so everything should be good. And obviously stones, we could pick them, but it's just an extra time thing, which I don't want to do at this venture. I was looking, that is actually the other thing, we can actually get productions that turn stones into lime. Because that would be interesting, and would be a way of reducing the cost, but I don't think we produce enough. You need a lot of lime. I mean, say my plan was possibly this year, but it's looking less and less likely now. I think it's going to be possibly the year 6. He's finished, that's good. I mean, the truth is next year I plan to be a little bit more. I made that mistake when I waited a day, which is why we're in the situation we're in, whereas at least next year if I do it properly, as in I do what I can on the first day, we will have an extra day spare. It doesn't help that, I don't know if it's... No, I didn't actually do that. I don't know if it's a Riverbend specific thing or it's an FS25 thing. No, an FS22 you always used to be able to either plant wheat in the autumn or plant it in the spring. I mean, I was talking with Chris recently and we were talking about something we'd really like to see actually, because after watching Clarkson's farm, they do different types of wheat, and the thing is, different ones they either plant at different times, and obviously for different purposes. Now, that would be fantastic, and to me that wouldn't be overly difficult for Giants to implement. Because a lot of your like look and animations probably wouldn't change a great deal. But you'd have like a wheat that could be planted in the spring but will be used for different things, it would sell for a different price. You'd have 3 or 4 types, same with pretty much all the crops. It would just add that variety. It would give modders that variety that they could use in productions. It's just stuff for actually rather than just generic wheat or barley, which is pretty much what we're planting in this year, folks. I do apologise in advance, but it's going to be a lot of the same, I would imagine. So I do plan to do at least one field of root crops this time, then we can run the canning factory again, but when the root crops need to be planted, like, they're not till like next year, so the theory is, when does the flower sell? The flower sells in January, so in theory, as long as we leave a field clear, or what I might do is cover crop a field, that's going to become our, and then once we sell the flower, then we'll have the money to do something with that, which would be incredible, which would be good. Into these little, probably in time I'm going to replace some of these barns on various bits of my land with actual usable buildings. But we'll have to see about that, we'll have to see. But yeah, I shouldn't take me long on this field because of the width of this thing. And then once this field's done, I'm going to do, because I've decided I'm going to rip those two fields into one, 6 and 7, next year going to be 1. So I'll do that, I can rip the line out the middle. But until then, just sit back and enjoy. Well folks, the light is fading us, but I feel we should be able to get these finished tonight. As you see, this 12 meter really just made light work of these fields. So in the morning occasion we have to rent a seeder again. With money, I might have to do a sales run first, see what is at the sawmill, how are we doing? Sugar, I think everything's turned off, so there's nothing to sell there. The rope maker might have something we can use though. God, I haven't wandered down there while I'm... Nope, he's nothing. So right now I'm kind of boned for money. I mean, the rope maker needs wool now. There's probably going to be wool here because the sheep have been producing at a pretty epic rate. Oh, great luck. Oh yeah, by the time we put an eye on that as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all get the lane out the middle, and then obviously at that point the fields will be... The AI will see the fields as one. Ah, he's finished just in the nick of time. What I need to do is you need to be a bit more careful because press that button, that should make it. Yeah, there we are, we're now deleting land. That looks fairly accurate and level. And if you look at my field to see the map, it's digging it out. So it seems to do with those. Now looking... I mean, what I could do is I could move that wool. I think I might set an AI onto this, move that wool, and then we'll see how we're getting on. So you two are going to line up. Looks like it might do, you know. don't know if I can actually see, but I think that's done it. So if I now AI settings, yeah, that's not, yeah, it's not seen as one field. Which means cosplay should see it as one field. Everything's set up, yeah. I can leave this guy working overnight, that doesn't bother me, because I can start planting other fields while he's still working, so once we've done the next little bit of job I want to do. I'm going to bring this guy back onto the farm, yeah. I have a feeling the game is trying to get me to spend money I don't have here. But I've even got the 50k gearbox already. Don't get me wrong, it would be a lovely thing to own with your Fen 950, 930, but I mean, I can take out more loans. I just don't think we need it right now. So I might as well skip the night, folks. Come the next morning, we'll have. Obviously, we'll leave him working, but then will be a case of going and renting a seeder. I think we have seed and shit. I'll have to double check. Well, we definitely have seeds. Whether we have fertilizer? Well, I can't remember. Use solid. Yeah, we also have fertilizer. No, seeds. Yeah, so we have both of those. So that's good. Yeah, we'll pick that up, and then also we'll probably start moving some pallets. I'll see how we're doing for like eggs production and stuff. Move a lot of them into the. And a little ice on there. Yeah, they're also looking a bit edgy. And so, what would you like? Once again, rent a nice big 6 meter feeder. We will cover crop one field, I think. Oh. Now, luckily, I don't think there's a lot of vehicle payments left to go out, but that is hammering us like. Hmm. The old starting tractor, right, so. What to do first? The weather looks rain at night. You know what, I'm gonna start by getting these pallet moving done, and then once that's done, then we can look at. Let's get that rain. Let's let that rain get out of the way. I think if I've only moved a few pallets of wool, I should be able to use this little trailer. There's really let us say I might bring it round to here because I'm pretty sure this won't buy wool. Just whether that. Don't know how much grain will be there. That probably wouldn't need one of the bigger trailers, but we can cross that. What a place to plant a tree. I need to do some more sawmill work on. I might even need to do a tree felling contract somewhere. Okay, so 3 full ones and a part. That's not bad. I mean, about all single axle trailers are always a git to reverse. We just won't pick that one up, it's alright. Just go manually. One thing she's telling me is that the rope production is obviously a slow production now. I think we need about 12,000 litres for the first stage, so that's going to be a long and slow process by the sounds of it. Because remember rightly said the playground needed like 12,000, so it's not even been 1,000 yet with the first. I forget exactly how much wool we took down, but it was a couple of pallets. It wasn't just like a small amount. See, this pallet letter should bring us in 3 or 4k, which will nicely go towards. Oh, 6.5. Wow, it's not bad. They have time to the rope maker. Unfortunately, I don't think he had a full one yet for us. The grain mill's not telling me because they've all spawned, but I bet there's a few. But we will go and get those as well. It says it's killing time. We may as well not be seeding in the rain. I'll decide what seeder we're going to have fairly soon. I wonder what this guy's worth. I wonder if I traded this guy in versus that Fen. You know, 42 hours, I don't think the Fen had that much on it. Fen's gone. Oh, I ain't trading it against the Fen. The game giveth, the game taketh away. As for what field I'm going to put cover crop on, like I say, I'm debating between 85 and 88. The ones around the farm can all go standard crops again. You guys are ready. I wonder if there's a decent contract. It was even so is they won't use the machinery I'd like to use. I'll do faster road maker then, luckily not. If I stick cover crop on like 85 and then just in the spring we plant carrots or parsnips or whatever we decide on it. It is the closest field to the canning factory that we own at the moment, so it would make sense. I was thinking if I stick my head in the snow, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing waiting there for us. So you can set back off again. Yep, running. I wonder what's... I'll have a look what's up here. Curiosity again about me just to... But this is a piece of land that you can't buy, isn't it? Can you buy it? No, so you can't buy this piece of land, but there's a lovely, really nice farmhouse actually. I'm guessing in that side there is another one because there's another like gated lane just up here. We know there's no collectibles up here because we've already got all of those. Isn't it amazing that you've got all this land you can't own yet? There's a road back here. Hang on, no there isn't. High water. Well, you can get... There's the edge of the map. I see you got the red lines there, but... We can actually drive through them. Yeah, so it puts them up, but they're not actually on the map boundary. Okay, I didn't know that. I saw they put them right on the edge of the map. But then there was another one here, the dirt road, which I'm curious. I'm just nosy basically, aren't I? We all know that. Then it's gonna be easy enough to get past. The mailbox, I don't know what the blue trumpet is. Shall I go? I'm going my best Jason Voorhees impression. Imagine if you lived in this place, I tell you what, this would be infuriating to me, having to come up like a frigging rally course every time you came home. Did anyone else just hear a really weird noise? This game's freaking horror movie me out right now. I just felt like that would be something we'd collect for the museum. I know it isn't, I collected all the museum stuff, but... And this is a lovely house. The multiple footsteps is really creeping me out. That noise there, I don't know if you guys know the game audio's loud enough to give you that, but it's like a groaning noise. Well, that's creeped me out a lot. It's not resting our levels, folks. Let's go and see what else we can do. Head down to the sawmill. I'm pretty sure the only thing down there will be wood chips now. Maybe I can pick up a trailer load. If there is some other wooden items I forgot about, then we've got the little trailer at least. No, it's just wood chips. I hate... There's the rain. I hate the spawning of goddamn pallets, because it just looks like stuff that you'd... But even with a single axle trailer, it is an arse. We know let me load. Let me load. It is, yeah. I can do 8,000 litres at a time now. Wood chips. Price is going up, but it's not yet at its best. And what I can hopefully do is see if it's still blocked. If not, I will dump these where I dumped the other ones. Oh, well, enough, so I'll head back to the farm, so I can leave these on this trailer for now. We'll go past the grey hill. See, I get in real life, I get why, because you're loading them from the side, you're loading them the correct way. But no, you're not. You've actually loaded these backwards. The game would do better to put them side by side. I reckon you get 12 on doing it that way, because I reckon you get 3 lines. 3 sets of 4. Oh wow, that's already looking like a full collection. If it's the annual, I might just shift these now, because this looks like it's nearly £1,000 for 1,000 litres, wasn't it? Yeet. Don't know where you sell them at. Where is the best price for them? Oh, the Gold Crest. I ain't messing about with the train for the sake of this. Ranger seller, where else? Me and Stunt Trailer here are gonna head back to the farmyard. I think via maybe a diesel fill. So once fill with diesel, we're gonna pick our cedar. So we have 300 horsepower to play with, basically. You all gone with that? Last time I believe we did that one. Well, that one, wasn't it? I think we did. What's the... I mean, that's always a good shout, but it doesn't fertilise. I like that. It's a big working width for not a lot of power use. In fact, that is probably winning the battle right now. And get up to that, which ours would technically run, and that's even better working width again. We'd be very much on the limit of what our machines. I think it's that we ran last year. It was this. I'm tempted to do because it means we're going to have to fertilise separately, but that's no big deal. We have the spreader. We have that really good spreader, and in return for that, we get a really good working with. In fact, you know what? Make a decision. And we're going to start it off. As long as I'm going to build 85 is going to get all seeded. So I'm going to do that first. I know oilseed radish uses next to no seeds. So by just that 1,000 we can come over to the farm, we can load it up with the other seeds and we can do everything else. Now rolling the fields, that's going to be another job. I don't know whether we could maybe do it with a second roller or a bigger roller. Ah, the eggs are doing... not doing too bad. Let's see if I can unload these. Yes, I can. That's some wood chips. I did think about maybe trying to redo this so we could drop final food. Maybe give the tractors a lane down here. But the problem, number one, is I'd have to redo at least one of these to give them a path. Maybe the turning in here. I'm going to jump in the massey to do the seeding just because it's something we haven't used as much. So we'll get ourselves over to field 85 where we'll get the radish put in now. So the radish should be a really quick job. And it doesn't need any fertiliser because it itself is a fertiliser, that's the whole point. Then come the spring we rip it back in and then we plant carrots or red beets or whatever it is we decide to go for. And that gives us one level of fertilisation now. All our fields should be, I think, unfertilised right now. Pretty much, yeah, with the exception of a couple of bits and pieces here and there. Is fair enough. Yeah, as I say, I've used this machine a lot in previous games. I know it's a really good one, especially for the working with. Like I say, in theory, for oilseed, we shouldn't need. I pressed completely the wrong button there because I'm an idiot. I'd still like to know what. It must be a mod that's causing the seeds to be unloaded into like dolabs like that. I'd love to know what it is. There's something causing that, because I'm sure that's not a base game thing. The ones in Silverrun, the ones we're using in Bhutan on the multiplayer don't do that. Then top the diesel off. Like I say, it should barely use any seeds to do this radish, and then once we're back at the farm we can top it off. Now the problem I've got is I'm thinking about what we do. And it's the capacity of this place as well that becomes a thought, because it's like, I could just say, right, we'll just do wheat, but we'd end up with way more than the grain mill could hold. Which isn't the worst thing, because you can keep feeding it and topping it up. Which actually probably isn't. I wonder if there's enough room yet for the, let's see what's left of the wheat, just to get the AI just to drop it in. The grain mill for us, probably not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. Yeah, so that. Come back to here when you're done. No, you might not tell, I know it's not full load, but it's as much as we want you to use. Yeah, he's just going to top off the wheat in there, there's now enough room for that wheat to go in. Meanwhile, I'm going to do this, just I want to get it checked over and managed right. Those school buses just look awkward. Oh, I like the exact same working with as our last piece of equipment, so it should be a very similar path we take. Alright folks, as I sort this out, you just enjoy the video. don't know why the AI can't pass that tractor down there, folks. He's clearly off the road to me. Anyway, we can't look because I think the shop's closed now. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the game is trying to tell me something when, because I'm sure that's a forklift, the Jurgen SF50, which would be great if we didn't have autoload. As we have the autoload, it renders it kind of useless to us. This, like I said, this is in cover crops. They don't use AC. So what I'm tempted to is once I've done this, I'm going to run down straight down to 88. Try and put wheat on 88 and see if there's enough left in here. If there isn't, I might have to run some seeds down to it. Luckily, the Deutsch is still at. Unless I set the Deutsch off, seeding one of the. Well, it has to be field 2 now, one of the smallest fields with the old seed. It's probably not a bad shout, that. If I decide to go all wheat this year, apart from this one field, which is going to be a root crop, I think we'd end up with more than the grey milk can hold in first, but we'd probably make it back. And we just be able to keep feeding and topping up the mill. Right, is he still sat as there? Yeah, he is. He's actually spending my money right now. A second. Might as well get this guy ready to go. Obviously, I'm not gonna say I'm fly fishing. I've watched some YouTubers do it where they actually do put the AI in the field while other things are going on. I just take worries me too much. The AI in this game is just too dumb for that to ever work without a problem. Yeah, a couple more lines. This field's. We say this seeder really doesn't take long. And we'll go and get 88 seeding with wheat as well. Then I might just go and stick the old seeder back on the Deutsch and get him to field 2. If I do 100% wheat, apart from this field, it gives us. It also gives us chicken food, I guess. That's the other one. Do I do a field of sorghum and call it the chicken food? Now the chickens have 500, so it's how fast they start eating that. I'm gonna just keep a bit of an eye on that. 50% Christ, they're gonna be breeding again. Very, very soon, looking at that. Now the thing is, obviously when they breed, it's a little while till the breeding ones lay eggs. I think it's 6 months. But the food cost increase goes up immediately. So yeah, we'll end up with, you know, a couple of thousand chickens and hopefully producing eggs at an alarmingly fast rate. But we're also going to need a lot of chicken food at that point. I just hope I can dedicate us to setting up to do it. I feel like ideally right now this farm needs at least 2 or 3 more fields. At least, maybe even more. Field 84 is definitely still on the list. I would love to have that. Field 10, look at the craziness it's done with Field 10. I said the AI can only acknowledge the original field. I've like 91, so I'd love to get my hands on like 76, 77. There's like £1 million in just those two. That's this field done for you. Use less than 100 litres of seed, so it's a very cheap way to add 1 layer of fertilisation. You won't show it now, but what it will do is when we cultivate it in. Right, so you next. This is why I'm glad I didn't get rid of that old seeder. I know that seems contradictory when you see that I got rid of the harvester. But they are slightly different, so this old seeder. Over here. Got a bit in, but I'm gonna pop him off. I could always do spinach is an interesting one. If I do spinach, obviously you get 2 cuts off it. Now I can use the TARDIS, the one I use for root crops. That has an option for spinach. So that's actually a very interesting thought. When do you plant? Do you plant that with a think you can plant that one. Yeah, you plant that one of these. What's your planning? Like March? Well, I see you get you'll get 2 harvests. That's actually, I'm liking the sound of that. I also do spinach over there where I was talking about doing that. You can still do spinach bags from the canning factory so the production doesn't change. So you get double the harvest. I have a feeling we may be going for that. I'll see you off on field 2. I'll see why do you set immediately because first waypoint. I was worried he's missed to be there, so I'm going to send him back to the beginning. To start again. I think I mentioned it about straw. I've downloaded a mod for a mini BGA. It's only 55 grand. I'm thinking I'm going to stick that next to the sheep barn. So that'll be how we deal with our straw. Because obviously, as well as you can use them for other things like manure and that, the slurry we're getting off the cows as well, we're fed into it, will give us digestate, which eventually will become a fertilizer. It'll be good enough for us to use as fertilizer. And also, obviously, like I say, we'll get paid. Whoa! Right, folks, you all saw that. That was a definite insurance claim. He pulled out in front of me there. Damn. I'm gonna drive my tractor here. Attempted murder, that was. Attempted suicide on his part, I don't know. Don't know which. I'm curious to see how the AI handles that set of rollers, because as you know, they can be quite... Because you can't really reverse them, I'm worried he ends up knotted in them. But we'll see. Yeah, I was right, the German which is a what's it? Looks like he's not the one with a massive long fork, somebody was a forklift. So the question is, can I do this entire field with 1,000 litres of seeds? If not, I'm going to be running a pallet down, but I don't know what width because right now no tractors are available. I'll be driving this thing back up to the farmyard. And it looks like it's ready to go. I believe looking at this is ready to go. So I'm going to get on with this, folks. Wish us luck that the AI over there decides to behave. Let's enjoy. You know, folks, the more we get on here, the less confident I am that this has enough seed to finish. In fact, I'm pretty confident at this point it doesn't have enough seed left to finish. And we're just going to be left having to go and fill it up somehow. Now, funny enough, I noticed before, and I don't mention it, but it doesn't have a PTO. Which means obviously it's not using the tractor engine power. It's probably why it needs low horsepower, because the tractor's only really pulling the weight it's not actually using the tractor's power. Now, got me wondering about how it did it. Now I was thinking, you know, various options. You've got air, you've got hydraulics, you've got electric. Now, I must admit, I looked and we didn't get called the soil tear. To me, okay, maybe it's air powered, or maybe it's using air power like the braking system. But then it would also explain there's quite a lot of pipe work. Now you don't know how much that brakes and that, but apparently I was reading Lemkin's website because I thought I might as well look it up. It looks like it's electric motors. It's actually electronic, which surprised me. But like I say, don't with the name like that air, but it's whatever it is, it's a great machine, so it's something a bit different. I say, whereas usually this working width would require a lot more horsepower. This tractor's pretty much overkill. That's why we're just able to see it at pretty good pace. But it looks like I'm going to need to get some more seeds into this thing somehow. Oh, it's going to be tight. That's almost the annoyance. It's not that he's going to run out that's annoying me. It's going to be so close. You see there we've got a lot of the field done. I mean, maybe I should have just bought an extra 1,000 litres when I sorted this machine out earlier. So we need to get this wheat planted today, so I need to get... If I am doing like I said, doing all wheat, I need to get all of these fields planted today. Or if I don't, I mean, my options are, if I don't, I mean, I can go for sorghum, which obviously you plant in April. Or, well, no, I can't do rice, can I? Or I can go for oats. It would be nice to do oats, I must admit. I do always like oats. And my thought is, maybe we keep this field here, and this is our chicken food for next year. And then once we've done that, we then plant oats on both of these. I say, oh, I've got that one. If we were to do oats, we obviously, I think you get a better, still get a better deal of oats. Have a look. You have to look at the 15 to 15, so it's 1 to 1. Whereas both wheat and that use slightly more of the product. Sorghum. So yeah, so oats your most cost effective. So when do you plant oats? Oats you plant in March, so that's what I might be tempted to do then is cover crop them last two fields and just have oats on them. Right, so I'm going to run out here, so I'm not going to start down the next line just yet. I will go and top this thing up first. Wow, I finished that line with 1 litre left. That is insane. That is blooming insane. Right, so I'm going to get back to the farm. Top up. I'll probably resume the recording once I get back to the film. It's going to take the seeds I have in there. I don't know how many I've got, but it should be enough at least to finish this field. So I'm not going to time lapse. I'm just going to skip to then. Here we are, folks. Just getting back to so I can refill with seeds. The rolling tractor has finished. I've sent him over to field 88. He's going to meet me there. Also, the eagle eye will notice I've slowed time down. That's simply because I realised I need to get these fields planted and rolled today. If I don't get them planted and rolled in one day, then obviously you can't roll them once they start growing. Is that all the seeds I have in here? Looks like it was. No, it isn't. There's another 400 odd litres. No, not that. You. I'm not pushing my poor telehandler around. Right, so nearly 2,700 litres, that's not bad. So I will see you all back at the field anyway, and we shall continue on with this. Right, folks, so here we are, we're back. Let's quickly get this field finished. Also, I'm gonna end the episode once we've done this field, and what we will do is I'll get I'll get the other fields and other fields rolled. When you next join me, it'll be the next day. And then what we're gonna do is, obviously we're gonna oilseed radish, these two. Well, crop types is still not showing the gap, still showing the gap there, I haven't updated yet. But oilseed radish, these two. Then they're probably gonna get oats in the spring. I think that sounds like a good shout. If I can, that grain will also take a lot. Underneath, the grain mill can also take more oats, which is not a bad sign. Obviously, the wheat will keep a good amount for chicken food. Some will become oats that needs to be. But they should all do us really good. I was just looking at a piece of land. Field 81 is very cheap, 124,000. Directly opposite this one over here, look. Currently withered, I do believe. Oh no, it's been cut by the looks of it. That is literally just updated. That was withered before. 124 grand. It's a good size. It's right next to 85. You know, that looks like that would be an interesting purchase for us. I say, as much I'd love like 91's a bit of a waste because of all that freelance. 77 would be a great shout because it's literally just one big field. Sadly, unless I can really sort something out, we're a bit off that yet. Which is a shame. I think maybe once again I've been a bit. My money handling skills in this game are never the best, as anyone who watched me for a while will know. And I think at times I accidentally hold us back a bit by spending too much. He says, well, talk about all the things he could buy. I get the irony, don't worry. Oh, dear. Yeah, once we get things up and running again, there's that rope. So once we get the rope maker, that playground, I'm hoping that playground maker's gonna do for us what the museum didn't, make us a lot of money. Looks to me from that camera like the cedar was drifting slightly. I don't think it is. No, it's looking pretty straight. I think something about that angle made it look like it was off to the side a fraction. Now you can't do a narrower width for these like you can with. So obviously these fields are all going to need fertilising, which I say is not bad because we've got the sulky with the decent working width. Well, it's a shame you can't do reduced width on the cedar because obviously that last run there is not going to be much. We only need the freaking centre line of it. In real life, you possibly can. I don't know for definite. I'd have to look into that. I suppose you can. I mean, looking at these, like there's some way of isolating particular types. They're all individual pipes. I suppose you could just vary which ones are actually being sent. Well, there's a manifold underneath that feeds them all out. Anyone in this industry in real life, by the way, watches these. Number one, fair play to you, because I can imagine times the way I do things would be bloody difficult to watch. But please do let us know. It'd be interesting to hear about how these things actually work. I mean, I've got my ideas. I've got what I see in the game and what logically I think should happen. I know that can often be quite different to what happens in real life. Yeah, once we do this, I'll set the air rolling this field. Like I say, I'm going to let these jobs get done offline. You guys don't need to see more of this. It'll be more of the same next time, unfortunately, but at least it'll be a new day. November, so pretty late in the year, but that's that done. You're getting on. I just need you to do this. No, 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 no. At least let me do what I need to do first. That was my fault, I hit the button, but still, I do like blaming the AI where possible. Right, so that's you setting off doing that. Wow, look at them still spinning. So folks, on that note, I'm going to end this one here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. please like, subscribe, share, and just check out the rest of the channel. There's a lot of good stuff on here. I mean, there's a whole series on this. There's our multiplayer series from Bhutan Pantai. If Farm Sim's your thing, we've got certainly got a lot of 22. I think we've got quite a bit 19 going back in the day. And there'll be more than that, and a lot more other things. I'm sure you'll find something you'll love. So thank you once again. Till next time, we'll see ya. Goodbye.